Okay, last part of lesson 3 here. We're going to convert radians to degrees. And so you probably got all this, and you know me, I'll go through this and really overdo it. But so please pause the video. 1 radian equals how many degrees? And try to remember back to our little, try to visualize it too. Don't just go with numbers and memorizing things. Try to visualize about how far is that 1 radian. Remember, 1 radian is the length, the distance you travel around the circle, the amount of rotation around the circle if you take 1 radius and lay it around the circumference. So get a good idea of what is that, and then calculate it with your calculator, with your conversion factor and your calculator. Okay, and then 2 pi over 3 radians, 3 radians, and 11 pi over 6 radians. Those, sorry, I couldn't quite fit them on there. Anyways, those 4 problems, and because I couldn't read what was on you sent it on WhatsApp, but it kind of got cut off at the bottom. So I know there was 3 radians, but I can't remember the rest of them. So 1 radian, 2 pi over 3 radians, 3 radians, and 11 pi over 6 radians. I think it's degrees to the nearest tenth of a degree. Okay, ready? Pause. Okay, I'm going to do it. So each time I do it, I try to visualize and try to get a good guess at it. Like, what is a radian and how far does it go? All right, well, 1 radian laid on there gets me, if I laid 3 radians in there, I almost get to 180. So 1 radian is, I divide a little less than 180 by 3. Right? It's a little, because 3 of them gets me close to 180. So it's going to be less than 60, a little bit less than 60. So I get a good guess in my mind. It's a great practice in math to approximate your answer in your head, get an estimate of your answer, and then do the calculations and make sure they both check out. So I got 1 radian. I'm going to multiply by degrees over radians. Remember the conversion factor? So just 180 degrees per pi radians. And so you can just stick that in your calculator. 1 times 180. Uh-oh, my calculator might have got too hot here. Let's see. 180 times 1 divided by pi. Where's my pi button on here? It's been a while. Shift pi equals 57. I don't know if you can read my 57.3 degrees. Okay, a little less than 60. Yay! Checks out with what we thought. Okay. All right, number 2, 2 pi over 3 radians. How many degrees is that? Do you remember that from last time? Well, what's pi over 3 radians? Do you got that one in your head? Pi over 3. Remember, pi is a little more than 3. So if I divide pi by 3, I get a little bigger than 1, right? So I'm just talking about, I'm ignoring the 2 right now in my head. I'm saying pi over 3. Pi is a little bigger than 3. I divide by 3. Oh, Or what if I had 3 pi over 3? I'd have pi. That would be 180. So 180 pi over 3, I know is 60. So I've got an idea. I think it's 120 degrees. So 2 pi over 3. I don't know if that my rambling there made sense. Radians times, I want to come out with degrees. I put that on the top. 180 degrees over pi radians. Okay, so I got to do it. Well, you can just go ahead and cancel these, right? I got a pi divided by a pi, and I got a 180 divided by 3 would be 60, right? 18 divided by 3, 60. Not 16, 60, and 2 times 60, 120 degrees. That's the way I did that one. If you want to put all in your calculator, that's great too. 3 radians. Well, I'm getting a pretty good idea now. 1 radian is a little under 60. 3 radians, I know, remember, we've laid them around there. 3 radians gets me almost to 180. So if 1 radian is 3, about 3 less than 60 degrees, and I'm going to be about 8 or so less than 180, so it should be like 172 or something. So let's do it. 3 radians times conversion factor. I want degrees. I'm going to divide by my number of radians for my conversion, pi radians. Remember, I'm multiplying by 1 here. All I'm changing is the units. I'm not changing the value. Alright, let's see. 3 times 180 divided by pi. 3 times 180 divided by shift pi equals 171.8.9. 171.9 degrees. And I threw a stumper in here this time. But see if you can just kind of figure it out. Do you remember what pi over 6 radians is? Pi over 3 radians, like we just did, pi over 3 radians is 60 degrees. So pi over 6 radians has to be half of 60 degrees, has to be 30 degrees. So I could multiply 11 times pi over 6, right? I got 11 pi's over 6. 11 pi over 6 is 30 degrees. So it better be 330 degrees. Or I could think, oh, 12 pi over 6 would be 2 pi. That's a full rotation. That's 360 degrees minus pi over 6. Okay? So let's do it. 11 pi, we'll press the buttons too. But we should get 330. 11 pi over 6 times, I want to get degrees. 180 degrees over pi radians. Oh, and this is radians too, sorry. Radians. So our units will cancel, right? We'll be left with degrees, just like in chemistry. All right. Okay, I'll stick this all in my calculator. Well, let's don't stick in the pi's, because pi divided by pi. You can see that, right? That goes away. So 11 times, I don't know if you can even see this on here. I apologize if my video quality is lacking. Divided by 60, divided by 6, wait, would that be 30? Oh yeah, you can see it comes out. 330 degrees. Okay. Well, I hope this helped, Kenda. And this is all you did in lesson 3. So I know my videos are a little long, but just conversion factor. And but this is a big part of math and chemistry, all your medical stuff, you know. Unit conversions are very important. So that's all we're doing here. Radians to degrees, degrees to radians. Practice this. Do the ones in your book if I skipped any. And if you really want to go above and beyond, you know, and really understand this, draw this circle, divide it up into fourths, divide each of those in half so you have it in 1/8. And then also you could do a separate one for your 30 degrees. 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, blah, 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 210, 240, 270, on around, okay? And write the degrees and the radians, and it'll stick in your head. All right, good luck.